Now, joining me for an agenda setting for the acting IGP is Mojeed Musikilu, President, International Press Institute, Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsnight.
Thank you. For
yes, I mean, if you were on board to advise Tunji Disu, I guess what I've just reeled out there will be very appropriate. But I mean, understandably, you're coming from the point of view of journalists and journalism. Let's speak more of that. Why has that become very, very significant now as it takes over the reins at the head of the police?
Well, it's always important because the media is a critical institution, especially for a democratic setting like ours. And the experience of the last few years are really disheartening, where journalists were harassed, you know, unlawfully detained, and in some cases assaulted, shot at while doing their legitimate duties. And we thought that was wrong. And that was why we placed the immediate past Inspector General of Police on IPI Book of Infamy. Kayode Egbetukun was placed on our Book of Infamy. Unfortunately for him, he was unable to resolve that problem until he left office. And so his name will probably remain in that book. So that's why we are, you know, sounding an early warning, advice to his predecessor. Right. Especially as we go toward election, because we've observed that the rate of attacks on journalists usually go up during election period when journalists are covering the elections. And so it is important that they see journalists as allies. We are all in the business of developing our country from different directions. Journalism is not a crime. So,
and journalists are not the enemy.
They are not the enemy, and they are not criminals. So why should you shout at journalists? Why should you abduct a journalist from Abuja and take him to Bayelsa for harassment, for detention, for assault? Why should they continue to use the cybercrime law against journalists for doing their legitimate constitutional duties?
Now, that's as far as it concerns journalism and, you know, journalists. Are there other areas where the acting IG needs to address very, very quickly as it takes over the tasks before him? A lot has been said about the need, of course, that he inherited a fractured police, have an inter-led policing and all of that. But what are the main issues for you?
Well, for me, I don't want to dabble into other things. We have our own areas of concern, which is our areas of concern are usually press freedom, freedom of speech, independent journalism, and journalist safety. That's what we care about. I care about other issues, but we can speak about all the issues from now till tomorrow. I just want to focus on what concerns us because of our experience working with the past Inspector General of Police. So what we are saying,
well, is it with this past IGP
he's been a...
Is it not an institutional problem?
It's an institutional problem. At times it appeared to us as if the police is not reformable because we really tried hard to engage Kayode Egbetukun. We met him, we had meetings, but nothing worked. In fact, on a day that we were supposed to have an important meeting, after he was placed on the IPI Book of Infamy, on the eve of that meeting, they went to Lagos, arrested a journalist's wife and her baby. So we called off the meeting. So let me say clearly what we really want from the current IG. End all forms of harassment, intimidation, and unlawful detention of journalists. Review and withdraw all pending cases that target journalists for carrying out legitimate professional duties. Institute a comprehensive reorientation program for police personnel.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mojeed Musikilu is the President, International Press Institute, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. And I'm sure the new acting IGP Tunji Disu is listening.